There has been several revolutionary moments in the NFL draft history, from teams not valuing draft picks in the early 1970s to the draft trade chart being introduced in the 90s with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, since the trade chart has been introduced, the NFL has reacted to the NFL draft differently. Trades become way more common of picks and valuing the picks. In the 1970s, George Allen did not value NFL draft picks at all. In fact, he traded them all the time for older, aging players to come in and play his system how he wanted and didn't rely on young players at all. In fact, a funny story is he traded multiple picks twice, and the NFL didn't realize it. Most commonly known is the 1974 draft, in where he traded the first round pick twice. First to the Jets a year prior, and then to the Rams right before the draft. At the time, the team was fined $5,000, which back then was a lot more money than it is today, and the Rams got awarded the pick, not the Jets. Now, fast forward to the 1990s, and we see the draft trade chart be introduced by Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones. Now, this draft trade chart was created by one of Jerry Jones's friends, Mike McCoy. Mike McCoy was in the oil business with Jerry Jones, and with what he did was he went back and studied draft trades. He put a value chart on each and every one of them, where this pick goes, what you have to value to get up to this certain slot. In fact, here's Jerry Jones breaking it down now.
Mike basically took the trades that had been made for years and put a quantitative value on them so that you could fundamentally say the fifth pick in the third round requires what to go with it to get up in the second round.
Now, as we can see on the screen here, we can see the different values of each draft pick. The first overall pick has a value of $3,000, the second a value of $2,600. We can keep on going down. But when we see teams make these trades, they have to find the right value. It's why oftentimes we see if a team is giving up picks to move upwards. Say, for example, a team is moving up from 21 to pick 12. How many point differential do you have? Well, you have to find 400 points. You can look at the second round. If you have the 50th pick, boom, perfect. You have that right amount of points to move up. But oftentimes you don't. So with what we'll see is teams will go, hey, this is a third round pick, and we're going to give you a fifth round pick, but you have to give up like your sixth round pick. Just stuff to amount up to the proper value. We'll also see picks next year be used. Now, depending on the player that's getting moved up for, let's face it, if you're trading up for a quarterback, that value chart goes a little higher because of the positional value. But if you're going up for an edge rusher, safety, cornerback, a non-quarterback position, the value stays the same. And that's where we see a lot of these weird, wacky trades come from, is because the value stays the same, so they have to figure out the little details because no team wants to get screwed over in a draft day trade. With how popular the draft is, NFL owners care a lot more about this than they used to. Fans are invested in this. Compare this to 40 years ago. The average fan didn't watch the NFL draft. Now it's one of the most watched events in sports in North America. And that's a big key factor in why GMs are afraid of getting ripped off, because if they make a mistake, they do a bad trade, it's their asses on the line, because fans will cry out for them to be removed from running their team. Owners will see this reaction and think, well, what did they do wrong? And they have the access that we all do to look at these draft value trade charts, and they're also in the room hearing those discussions go down. So a lot of these teams will just always refer to the chart when the trade is being happened on draft day. It's why I don't do it in mock drafts, and it's also why I really don't pay attention to mock drafts that use draft trades, because organizations are so picky about it, and they also will use future picks as well. And that makes it so unpredictable to exactly equate to with what's being moved. You look at the Pat Mahomes trade with the Buffalo Bills all those years ago. It was a lot of picks to move up. It was a first in 2018 plus a third round pick for the 10th overall selection. And that was a 27th overall pick back then. It's insane of how much they had to give up to move up to take a guy. But when you have a trade workout like that with Pat Mahomes, you draft him, you develop him, and he turns into one of the best quarterbacks of all time, the trade doesn't look bad. But imagine if the trade doesn't work out and Pat Mahomes never reaches the Pat Mahomes potential we see today. We're looking back now thinking, oh wow, you gave up an extra first round pick to move up for a guy we really don't know if can win it at the next level. And that's a big risk with all these trades we see in everything. Teams have to have immense confidence that this guy is worth it. If you're giving up future first round picks, it's a whole different ballgame. Because if you suck, that pick becomes high. That pick could be a top 5 pick, as we have seen with the Bryce Young-Caleb Williams swap. The Panthers thought they were going to do much better, but Bryce Young struggled his rookie year, and the team struggled as a whole, leading the Bears to getting Caleb Williams in that first overall pick. It's incredibly risky to move next year's picks because you don't know how good of a year you're going to have. You don't know your injury luck. It's a complete gamble. It's even bigger gamble than just the NFL draft in general, which is already a massive gamble. But the smart teams do it well. And it's always curious to see what picks get traded, who moves up for a player, and what players are getting selected with teams moving up. Because oftentimes, it's those teams in the bottom end of the first round that move up to get a guy, and those are the teams that draft well and always win. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 200 subscribers by the NFL draft. This is going up on the Tuesday right before the draft. I'm hoping I hit it. If you'd share this and help me hit it, I'd greatly appreciate it. And hey, if you want to look like the smartest person at your draft watch party, have that trade chart on your phone, because you will look like a genius when the teams move up, and you can accurately predict what picks are going when before even Adam Schefter and Rappaport says what picks are being moved. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.